Welcome back to totally random fucking rambles about the Silent Hill series. Now, I was there during the announcement for Sony, like uh, like their big broadcast for Sony, coming out with new games. So I was one of the first to see Silent Hill: The Short Message come out. Sadly, at the time, and still at the time, of making this, I don't have a PlayStation 5. So, when it comes to this opinion on this game, it will be from what I've seen, what I've asked friends to play. Um, it's not exactly a gameplay type video because I haven't played the game physically. I don't own the hardware, the console hardware to even attempt to play it, which is sad because I really want to play it. However, I'm here to talk about fans and how media literacy has kind of went out the window with Silent Hill fans. And I don't mean to be rude about that, obviously. But I do need to think and maybe it's because I've had people, well, specifically one person, uh talk about Ascension. Well, not Ascension. Ascension is bullshit. Talk about the short message in such a weird way. So I'm here to talk about this. So, the short message. Short game, sweet game. I would like to say that it's actually one of the best modern day Silent Hills, compared to the hellhole that is Ascension, that I'm pretty sure they're having an orgy in. I don't really remember. Um, I watched it for my subathon, but I didn't really get into it, so that's entirely my fault. But also at the same time, it was absolutely garbage, and I don't know why anyone would get into it. Anyways, the short message. The short message is about Anita, our main protagonist, and how I perceive it is how trauma inflicted from a parent can influence your relationships with people around you. I've had debates before about this game, specifically with one person. Um, I'm not gonna shell my server and be like, "Come on and join my server and debate me." But if anyone wants to, please feel free. However, I think the media literacy has went out the window because the entire debate surrounding this game for them specifically was the fact that this game is very anti-men. Let me just get something clear. This game isn't anti-men. This game doesn't involve men. It's as simple as that. The only male characters in this game is the abusive mother's boyfriend and Maya's brother. I'm pretty sure. No, Amelie's brother. Amelie's brother. Maya's the other character. So there's only like two guys, and in it, one of them seems to freak out Amelie, which is totally okay. To put into a game series. I mean, we had fucking Stanley Coleman from Silent Hill 3. He was a creep. Um, so I guess my question is, why are so many people, or why is one of the generalized opinions that this game was very anti-men and not to do with men, when Silent Hill 3 did the same type of shit in 2003? But if it didn't have Douglas, would it be anti-men? If it didn't have Douglas or Vincent, would it still be anti-men? With Stanley Coleman stalking you in the hospital section. I don't mean to be that person, but I feel like if you took this game and you went, "Oh, this is very anti-men," you've missed the entire message of the game, and that's really saddening. This game to me was something that I needed when I was younger, and even then, it was needed now. Um, a lot of women can probably relate to the Silent Hill: The Short Message, and maybe that's why a lot of people that like Silent Hill: The Short Message so happen to be women. Um, I've had people that played Silent Hill: The Short Message, and they have entirely not been a Silent Hill fan. They've not really got into the series. Um, but they still had a good time with the short message. So I try to understand why fans don't like it as much. However, to me, there's been like a lot of like, how do I say this? Overwhelming disappointment with this game, and I don't think it's deserved. I think that what is deserved, obviously, is the hate towards Ascension because, oh my god, what the fuck is happening in that goddamn game? The short message brings new things to the series that I never thought we would see. Uh, it brings along the idea of using cherry blossoms in a horror themed thing, like in a horror way. And to me, that's very interesting because holy shit, does the fucking enemy in this game, the enemy design, I loved it personally. It was very surreal. It looks like a drawing when it comes after you. It's amazing to look at. I could stand here and gush about this game all I fucking want. However, I need to talk about fans and how it's went out the window. And I am rambling. This is what you tuned in for. A lot of people said that this was very tone deaf to depression, but to me, it's very accurate to how depression can manifest in someone that is a teenage girl in this day and age, especially with social media on the rise and everyone knows who you are to a certain degree, especially if you have an online presence. Because let's be honest, you can't escape from online things. You can try and take a break, obviously, but it's still looming there. To me, the game has been very misconstrued by fans. Like that one guy on Twitter that was like, this game condones suicide because it says that you should be alone. When he entirely cut out the entire end section where she's saying that she doesn't care that reaching out to her friends is seen as weak because she wants to be understood by them. To me, that's heartbreaking because I thought that this community was going to be very accepting of a game that's trying its hardest to be as close as we can get to current day Silent Hill that is non affiliated with a remake. For example, Silent Hill 2 is affiliated with a remake, so we know that's gonna happen. I think that it was a passion project, and what I will say is a lot of people have a lot of issues with it, but they haven't really thought to themselves to ask other people that aren't affiliated with Silent Hill what they think of it. It's a lot of people thinking, oh, my liberals ruining my Silent Hill. But it's not. It's a modern day take on Silent Hill. And I feel like if we don't accept what we're giving and we just criticize and burn bridges with Konami and the Silent Hill IP itself, it's gonna go to hell. Now, there is some bad Silent Hill like IPs that have come out recently. Ascension is one of them. I'll keep coming back to this because I think the difference between Ascension and the short message is the short message was made with love and attentiveness because it did have fucking Masahiro Ito making the monster and it also had Akira Yamaoka making the score. And those two are, for me, what makes me interested in a game. I can't have Akira Yamaoka without Masahiro Ito sometimes because like then you get games like Stray Souls where Akira Yamaoka was entirely on that and everyone knows how shit Stray Souls is, okay? Nobody's gonna fucking debate with you about how shit Stray Souls is, right? The medium is a bit more debatable. I don't know if I hate it or I like it. It's in between to me. I think the enemy design was amazing. I think the concept was good. But I do think the Ascension was made with no love and no attention to detail and was thrown out there. well, the short message was made with a lot of attentiveness and detail and love, because to me there's so many accurate things to it. Like, for example, what happens when you're depressed out your mind and you're a teenage girl and you begin to think that you aren't worth anything, that the world could just swallow you whole and nobody would notice. To me, the short message really nailed that part. I'm not saying it's only a woman experience. I'm not saying woman. But I am saying the way that her mother treated her and how it influenced the fact that she wanted Amelie to only be her friend and to never look at anyone else. And it led to her hating Maya because Maya never noticed her, but in fact she did. Her self esteem is so low that she can't comprehend someone even wanting to be friends with her. To me, that's one of the most heartbreaking examples I've ever seen in my life because it's tangibly real. The the abuse that you see in game. I'm not saying it's realistic to everyone, but I am saying there's some realism behind it. Personally, I've had my own experience with abusive mothers, so it's not difficult for me to connect with it. Some of it is hard for people like me to look away from and be like, oh, holy fucking shit, man. You know what I mean? A lot of the trauma impacted on Anita makes her more realistic to me because she doesn't like pretend not to know about it, like the James Sunderland formula from other games where they're like, oh my god, I didn't know I killed someone. Oh my god. She does do that, obviously. She does the fucking what did I do? Blah blah blah. But the difference to me is you can see in her text messages with like Amelie that she doesn't want to be there. Like Amelie talks about college and she's like, I don't want to think about it. Obviously, there's games like over and under sites, like for example, the suicide hotline only being US only. That's they should have at least given different phone numbers for that because not everyone that plays the Silent Hill series is going to be American. Because there's European fans as well, me included. I think that a lot of fans have just thrown literacy out the window and immediately saw this game and went, oh, this is just agenda and this is just glorifying suicide. But if you really took the time to analyze the game that you're fucking playing, you would realize that the game gives you so many fucking messages that says, hey, don't fucking kill yourself. Please reach out to somebody. It's very important. There's a lot of death in the game, and I do think that that is like something that they have to show a little bit. But the fact that they just kind of like glaze over it and they're like, oh, this is glorifying suicide. Oh my god. No. You clearly as fucking they have not really looked over this game and media literacy and the fucking the demons that you're fighting in your head have never ever connected the dots in your brain that maybe you're wrong. I've had someone debate me, but it was a debate that kind of stopped early because we basically were going through the whole process of them saying, oh, well, this isn't realistic to depression. And me going, well, no, it is. It's just a different form of depression. Like, it's not always going to be the same. It's especially, like, it's not tailored to gender, but, like, it's gonna be different depending on your gender, because that's how society sets shit up, you know what I mean? But it was just like a fucking endless cycle of us going through the same fucking bullshit, and it was just constant hatred towards the short message. I'm not writing the game's dick. There's some areas of the game that have many issues. The chase sections are pretty bad, especially the last one. Yeah, that one isn't the best, especially if it's a one hit kill enemy. I just think it's a little bit, you know what I mean? But all in all, it's not a bad experience if you want to try it. I've had people that have never played fucking Silent Hill games. I've had my friend Miko. I'll probably shout him out at some point in time. Um, I'll probably shout him out under this video. I had my friend Miko. He on his 24-hour stream, he played the short message in its entirety, and he said, word for word, well, not word for word, but like paraphrasing. But he said that he wasn't really a big fan of Silent Hill, but he does understand that this game is very, like, this game wasn't bad to him. It was actually pretty interesting. He didn't mind it, he just can't really get into the series itself. But he did try it, and he did say, oh, well, no, it wasn't that bad. I think that Silent Hill fans have lost media literacy, where they just completely bash on a new game, even if it had good intentions and it had like a good message all in all. B, they really like showcase to me that Silent Hill fans are miserable. And they're miserable people. Not all of you, obviously. But some of you bitches annoy me. It's like we can't look forward to new games because they'll have one pixel in a booty cheek that is out of place. And then suddenly all of the fans are like, you know, back in 2002, this game, this remake of Silent Hill 2, this, you know, back in 2002, there was a centimeter of a frame that says Ooga Booga, and this one says Unga Bunga, and I'm mad about that. Like, it's miserable. It's miserable being a Silent Hill fan and dealing with a bunch of idiots that basically constantly rip apart a game that has had message or good intentions towards it is actually tiring. And I don't know if there's any other sane Silent Hill fans out there that can actually appreciate some of the games without bashing on all of the other games. Like, I would have been considered a purist if I said that I only really like Team Silent games, which, fine, that's what you're entitled to, right? But I don't only like Team Silent games. I like Silent Hill 1, 2, 3, Shattered Memories. I also like Homecoming, which is a very bizarre claim to make. Because nobody fucking likes Homecoming. But I do. It's a little bit fun. But Silent Hill fans have been miserable for so long that they can't even, like, see past their own bullshit in order to enjoy a decent experience of a game. It would be different if it was Ascension. Ascension is not a good experience. If anything, it's a boring experience, and it's personally ass. But when you look at something and you think to yourself, man, I have hope for this, and then, like, thousands of fans just come down from the rafters and tell you, no, this is bad. This is terrible. And you know why? You know why? Because of this. The short message isn't shit. You're entitled to your own opinion if you do think it's shit. However, I would like to see a different opinion other than it's not realistic to depression. Depression's different for each person. It's biased towards women. It's very no men allowed. Okay, maybe it just isn't about men. Maybe you've gotten too used to Silent Hill being 80% men, and there is 2 games now that have female main protagonists and is about the female experience. Maybe you might need to dissect your own opinions on that. I don't know if I'm the voice of reason. This is just a ramble video, so realistically, there's no script, there's nothing involved. It is just my raw opinions and thoughts put on my OBS, put over some gameplay that I've got in the background, the little fucking image of Silent Hill, the short message. It is that simple. It is just my brain. I don't edit. I don't do anything like that. I put a little fucking thingy on it. You don't need to take me seriously, but I do think if you've had an opinion with it, or well, a negative opinion, is it different to it's not realistic to depression, or it's centered around women? Because if it is, I would want to hear it. All in all, I think the game's decent. I don't think it's that shit. I'm excited to see the future for Silent Hill. I feel I went off track a little bit with it, but all in all, I think the game itself doesn't deserve as much of hate that it got. And I think that Silent Hill fans are just miserable. And sure, it's fine to be miserable. I mean, shit, man, I sound miserable. But you have to realize the difference between being miserable for funnies and being genuinely miserable to the point that it affects people in your life and it affects the online communities that you're in, especially when it comes to like fandoms. Because then I'm thinking about blowing up. No, I'm not, I'm joking. But I am thinking, wow, you're an asshole. Just appreciate what we got. It was a heartfelt message, and it's not that deep. That is all. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk, my Ramble Talk. I don't really know. I wanted to do this because my first Silent Hill 4 one was actually pretty well received. And, I don't know. I like talking on these things. I like rambling. So, I just wanted to give it a try. See ya.